We often search far and wide for the reasons behind our struggles, pointing fingers at circumstances, people, or fate. But what if I told you the most significant enemy you face every day isn't external? It's within you, your uncontrolled mind. An uncontrolled mind is like a stormy sea, tossing your ambitions, focus, and peace in all directions. It sabotages your potential, clouds your judgment, and chains you to impulsive decisions. But the good news is this: the same mind that hinders you can become your greatest ally when disciplined and guided with intent. Let's embark on a journey to understand why controlling your mind is the key to unlocking a fulfilling, empowered, and successful life. Together, let's illuminate the path from chaos to clarity. Your mind is an extraordinary tool, capable of shaping your reality and influencing the course of your life. However, when left unchecked, it becomes a double-edged sword. On one side, it holds the power to inspire, create, and guide you toward achieving your dreams. On the other side, it has the potential to hinder your progress, amplify your fears, and pull you into a cycle of negativity. This dual nature makes the mind both your most valuable asset and your most formidable obstacle, depending on how you manage it. Imagine trying to navigate a ship without a captain steering it. The waves and winds would take it wherever they pleased. Similarly, an uncontrolled mind operates without direction, causing chaos and confusion in your life. Thoughts become scattered, focus diminishes, and decisions often stem from fleeting emotions rather than sound judgment. In such a state, you may find yourself reacting impulsively to situations, feeling overwhelmed by minor setbacks, and struggling to stay committed to long-term goals. But here's the empowering truth: you can train your mind to work for you, not against you. Just as a skilled craftsman sharpens their tools to create masterpieces, you can refine your mental discipline to harness the mind's full potential. The process requires consistent effort, self-awareness, and patience. Through practices like mindfulness, meditation, and intentional thinking, you can gradually transform your mental chaos into clarity and purpose. When your mind is under your control, it becomes a source of immense strength. It allows you to focus intently on your goals, remain resilient in the face of challenges, and channel your energy into meaningful pursuits. You no longer fall victim to fleeting doubts or fears, but instead use them as stepping stones toward growth. This shift in mindset creates a profound ripple effect, influencing every aspect of your life, from personal relationships to professional success. In essence, the mind's dual nature emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for your thoughts and actions. By recognizing its potential to either elevate or undermine your life, you gain the motivation to master it. When you do, you unlock not only your full potential, but also a sense of inner peace and empowerment that allows you to navigate life's complexities with grace and confidence. An uncontrolled mind often becomes the breeding ground for anxiety and fear, as it tends to overanalyze situations and magnify potential negative outcomes. It creates a whirlwind of thoughts, jumping from one worry to another, often fabricating problems that may never materialize. This overthinking can spiral into stress, leaving you feeling paralyzed and unable to act decisively. Even minor uncertainties can grow into seemingly insurmountable challenges when the mind is left unchecked. For example, imagine being faced with a new opportunity, a job interview, a public speaking engagement, or a chance to start a business. Instead of focusing on the possibilities, an uncontrolled mind fixates on the worst-case scenarios. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts, repeated and reinforced, create a mental loop of fear that keeps you from taking the first step. Anxiety thrives in this environment as the mind continues to dwell on imagined outcomes rather than confronting the reality of the situation. But the truth is, most fears are not rooted in the present moment. They are projections of the mind into an uncertain future. By learning to control your thoughts, you can bring your focus back to the here and now, where true power lies. Techniques such as mindfulness and breathing exercises can help interrupt the cycle of overthinking, allowing you to approach situations with a calm and measured mindset. When the mind is disciplined, fear loses its grip. Instead of succumbing to anxious thoughts, you develop the ability to assess situations objectively, separating real challenges from imagined threats. This clarity enables you to respond rather than react, making choices based on logic and intention rather than panic. Moreover, a controlled mind reframes fear as an opportunity for growth. Instead of avoiding discomfort, you learn to embrace it as a necessary step toward achieving your goals. The transformation from a fear-driven to a growth-oriented mindset doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, it becomes your default approach. As you master your thoughts, you'll find that anxiety diminishes, replaced by a sense of confidence and empowerment. Fear no longer dictates your actions. Instead, it becomes a guidepost pointing you toward areas where you can grow, learn, and thrive. This shift not only reduces mental and emotional distress, but also opens the door to a life of greater possibility and fulfillment. When your mind is left uncontrolled, emotions often take the driver's seat, dictating your actions and responses to life situations. Emotions like anger, jealousy, or frustration can become overwhelming, clouding your judgment and pushing you to make decisions that you may later regret. These unchecked emotions not only disrupt your relationships and productivity, but also keep you in a cycle of negativity and dissatisfaction. Imagine encountering a challenging situation. Perhaps someone criticizes you unfairly or something important doesn't go as planned. In an uncontrolled state, your mind amplifies the emotional response. Anger flares up, and instead of addressing the issue calmly, you might lash out impulsively. Or perhaps jealousy arises when you see someone else succeed, and instead of feeling inspired, you are consumed by self-doubt and envy. These reactions are natural but are harmful when allowed to dominate your thinking and actions. The key to breaking free from this cycle lies in understanding that emotions are not inherently bad. They are signals from your mind highlighting what matters to you and what needs your attention. However, the way you respond to these emotions determines their impact. A controlled mind can observe emotions without being overpowered by them. This ability to pause and reflect creates space for intentional action instead of impulsive reaction. To cultivate this emotional mastery, practices like mindfulness, meditation, and journaling are invaluable. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your emotions as they arise, allowing you to acknowledge them without judgment. Meditation trains your mind to find calm in the midst of emotional turbulence, enabling you to step back and gain perspective. Journaling provides an outlet for processing feelings, helping you understand their roots and patterns over time. Once you develop control over your emotions, you'll notice a profound shift in how you navigate life. Anger can be transformed into assertive communication, jealousy into motivation, and frustration into problem-solving energy. This shift doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather channeling them constructively. By doing so, you strengthen your relationships, make better decisions, and approach challenges with a composed and clear mind. The benefits extend beyond personal growth. Emotional control fosters resilience, allowing you to bounce back quickly from setbacks. It also builds trust and respect in your interactions with others, as people appreciate your ability to handle situations with grace and poise. Ultimately, mastering your emotions through a disciplined mind empowers you to live authentically and effectively, making choices aligned with your values and goals rather than being driven by fleeting emotional impulses. In a world filled with distractions, maintaining focus is one of the greatest challenges we face, and an uncontrolled mind only exacerbates this struggle. When your mind is scattered, it jumps from one thought to another, making it difficult to concentrate on a single task. This lack of focus drains your energy and reduces your productivity, leaving you feeling unaccomplished and overwhelmed. Time slips away as you shift between distractions, and what could have been an hour of deep, meaningful work becomes a fragmented effort with little to show for it. Consider a scenario where you set out to complete an important task. You begin with the best intentions, but soon your mind wanders. Notifications from your phone grab your attention. A fleeting thought about an unrelated issue distracts you, or you find yourself daydreaming. Before you know it, the task is left incomplete, and frustration sets in. This cycle, repeated over time, erodes not only your efficiency but also your confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. The ability to focus is like a muscle; it strengthens with consistent training. A disciplined mind is not naturally immune to distractions, but it has the power to notice them and return to the task at hand. Developing this skill requires both awareness and deliberate practice. Techniques such as setting clear priorities, breaking tasks into manageable steps, and practicing mindfulness can help anchor your attention. Mindfulness, in particular, trains you to remain present, allowing you to fully immerse yourself in the moment without being derailed by intrusive thoughts. A focused mind also fosters a state of flow, where you become so deeply engaged in your work that time seems to stand still. In this state, creativity and productivity soar, and the quality of your output improves dramatically. The sense of accomplishment you feel after completing a task with undivided attention is unmatched. It boosts your motivation and reinforces the habit of focused work. Moreover, focus isn't just about work, it impacts all areas of life. A distracted mind can hinder meaningful conversations, prevent you from truly listening to others, and make it harder to connect with the people around you. On the other hand, a focused mind enhances relationships by allowing you to be fully present and engaged. The path to mastering focus begins with small, intentional steps. Start by setting aside dedicated blocks of time for deep work, minimizing external distractions, and practicing techniques like meditation to build mental discipline. Over time, you'll notice not only an improvement in your productivity, but also a sense of clarity and purpose in everything you do. A focused mind is a powerful tool that enables you to harness your potential, accomplish your goals, and live each moment with intention and fulfillment. Impulses are a natural part of being human, but when the mind is uncontrolled, these impulses can dictate your actions in ways that often lead to regret or missed opportunities. An impulsive mind reacts without pause, driven by fleeting emotions or desires rather than thoughtful consideration. This lack of control can manifest in various ways: overspending on unnecessary items, saying things in anger that hurt loved ones, procrastinating in favor of instant gratification, or making hasty decisions without evaluating the consequences. Imagine you're trying to stick to a budget to save for something important, like a dream vacation or a new home. Suddenly, you come across a sale that tempts you to make impulsive purchases. The uncontrolled mind justifies these actions with thoughts like, "I deserve this," or "it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal." Before you know it, your plans are derailed and guilt sets in. Similarly, in relationships or professional situations, impulsive reactions, be it snapping at someone, making an unplanned decision, or acting out of jealousy, can lead to damaged trust or opportunities slipping away. The key to breaking free from the grip of impulses lies in cultivating the ability to pause. This pause acts as a buffer, allowing you to shift from reacting impulsively to responding thoughtfully. The power of this pause can't be overstated. It gives you the time to assess the situation, weigh your options, and align your actions with your long-term goals and values. To strengthen this ability, mindfulness practices are incredibly effective. They help you become more aware of your triggers and the emotions that precede impulsive actions. For example, when you notice a surge of frustration, mindfulness enables you to take a step back, breathe deeply, and approach the situation calmly instead of letting anger dictate your response. Over time, these small pauses accumulate, creating a disciplined mind capable of making intentional and well-considered choices. Developing control over impulses also requires self-reflection. By understanding the patterns behind your impulses, whether they stem from stress, boredom, or a need for validation, you can address the root causes and create healthier coping mechanisms. For instance, if stress drives impulsive eating, you can replace the habit with a calming activity like a short walk or deep breathing exercise. When you gain mastery over your impulses, the benefits extend far beyond avoiding mistakes. You build self-discipline, which in turn enhances your self-esteem and confidence. You become someone who acts with intention, earning the respect and trust of others. Additionally, you align your daily actions with your larger goals, making consistent progress toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Ultimately, an uncontrolled mind that succumbs to impulses keeps you in a state of reaction, but a disciplined mind puts you in a state of intentionality. By learning to pause, reflect, and choose wisely, you not only overcome your impulses, but also transform them into opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools for combating an uncontrolled mind, acting as a shield that helps you navigate the chaos of negative thought patterns and emotional turbulence. The human mind, when left unchecked, has a natural tendency to dwell on the past or worry about the future, creating a constant state of stress and distraction. These patterns, if not addressed, can take over your mental space, pulling you further away from the present moment and deeper into an endless loop of overthinking and negativity. Consider how often you find yourself reliving a mistake you made or worrying about an outcome that hasn't even occurred. These thoughts can quickly spiral, amplifying feelings of regret, guilt, or anxiety. An uncontrolled mind exaggerates these scenarios, making them seem more significant than they actually are. This mental noise not only drains your energy, but also prevents you from appreciating the present moment, where real opportunities and solutions exist. Mindfulness interrupts this cycle by teaching you to focus on the here and now. It is the practice of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to recognize negative patterns as they arise. Instead of being swept away by your thoughts, mindfulness helps you step back and see them for what they truly are: temporary mental events, rather than defining realities. This awareness creates a sense of detachment, giving you the power to choose your response rather than reacting automatically. Developing mindfulness involves simple but profound practices, such as deep breathing, meditation, or even just paying attention to your surroundings. For instance, taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath can calm your racing thoughts and anchor you in the present. When practiced consistently, mindfulness rewires your brain, reducing the influence of negative thoughts and enhancing your ability to stay calm under pressure. The benefits of mindfulness extend beyond mental clarity. It strengthens emotional resilience, enabling you to face challenges with a sense of balance and composure. In moments of conflict, mindfulness allows you to pause and consider the perspective of others, improving your relationships and communication. It also enhances your overall well-being by reducing stress, improving focus, and fostering a sense of gratitude and contentment. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily life doesn't require drastic changes. It can be as simple as pausing for a moment of reflection during a busy day, fully experiencing a meal without distractions, or taking a short walk while noticing the sights and sounds around you. These small moments of mindfulness accumulate, gradually transforming your relationship with your thoughts and emotions. Through mindfulness, you can create a protective shield that prevents your mind from being hijacked by negativity. Instead of being overwhelmed by life's challenges, you approach them with clarity, patience, and intention. Mindfulness not only quiets the storm within, but also reveals the beauty and potential of the present moment, empowering you to live a more fulfilling and harmonious life. Building mental resilience is one of the most valuable outcomes of controlling the mind, especially in a world filled with uncertainties and challenges. An uncontrolled mind tends to magnify difficulties, making problems appear insurmountable. It dwells on failures, obsesses over setbacks, and struggles to find a way forward. This lack of resilience leaves you vulnerable to stress, discouragement, and even burnout. On the other hand, a disciplined and controlled mind develops the strength to face adversity head-on, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. Consider the nature of setbacks. Whether it's a failed project, a personal loss, or an unexpected change in plans, an uncontrolled mind can spiral into negativity. It might replay the failure repeatedly, blaming circumstances or your abilities and leading you to believe that success is out of reach. This mindset not only prolongs emotional pain, but also prevents you from learning from the experience and moving forward. Without resilience, every obstacle feels heavier, every mistake more defining, and every challenge more overwhelming. Mental resilience changes this narrative. It doesn't eliminate hardships, but equips you with the tools to navigate them effectively. A resilient mind approaches difficulties with a sense of balance, seeing them not as permanent roadblocks, but as temporary detours. This perspective allows you to remain solution-oriented rather than problem-focused. When a setback occurs, a controlled mind analyzes it rationally, extracts lessons from it, and uses those lessons to adjust and improve. Developing mental resilience begins with self-awareness. By understanding how your mind reacts to stress and adversity, you can identify patterns that hinder your ability to cope. For example, if you notice that failure triggers self-doubt, you can work on reframing your thoughts to view mistakes as learning opportunities rather than personal shortcomings. Practices like journaling, mindfulness, and meditation can help you build this self-awareness and create a more resilient mindset. Another crucial aspect of resilience is cultivating a sense of gratitude and optimism. Even in the face of challenges, focusing on the positive aspects of your life can shift your perspective and reduce the impact of negativity. For instance, rather than dwelling on what went wrong, you can acknowledge the skills, resources, or support systems that are still available to help you move forward. This mindset fosters hope and motivation, which are essential for overcoming obstacles. Resilience also grows through action. Taking small, consistent steps to address a challenge builds confidence and reinforces your ability to persevere. Each time you overcome a difficulty, no matter how minor, you strengthen your mental fortitude and prepare yourself for future challenges. Over time, this process transforms your relationship with adversity, enabling you to face it with courage and determination. In essence, resilience is the ability to bounce back stronger after life's inevitable setbacks. It empowers you to maintain composure under pressure, adapt to change, and continue striving toward your goals despite obstacles. By cultivating resilience, you not only gain the ability to weather life's storms, but also discover the profound strength within you to thrive in the face of adversity. This mental toughness, born from a controlled and disciplined mind, becomes a lifelong asset that enhances every aspect of your personal and professional life. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of achieving long-term success, and it is fundamentally tied to how well you can control your mind. An uncontrolled mind is easily swayed by distractions, cravings, and impulsive desires which pull you away from your goals and commitments. Without self-discipline, it becomes incredibly difficult to stay focused on what truly matters because the mind is constantly chasing immediate rewards and avoiding discomfort. This lack of control breeds procrastination, inconsistency, and a tendency to give up when the going gets tough. Think of a long-term project you've worked on, whether it's studying for a degree, preparing for a career goal, or cultivating a personal habit like fitness or writing. Early on, excitement and motivation might carry you forward, but as time passes, your mind becomes fatigued or distracted by easier, more immediate pleasures. Without the discipline to push through these moments, your commitment fades and the project stalls. You might then fall into the cycle of self-blame, wondering why you couldn't stick to your plans even though you knew they were important. Self-discipline, however, helps you push through these moments of weakness. It's the ability to stay focused on the bigger picture, even when your mind wants to veer off course. When you train your mind to resist the urge for short-term pleasure, you create space for long-term growth and success. This mental control isn't about repressing your desires or ignoring your feelings, but about choosing to act in alignment with your higher goals rather than giving in to momentary impulses. The first step in developing self-discipline is understanding the value of delayed gratification. In a world driven by instant rewards, such as the instant gratification of social media likes or fast food, the ability to delay gratification can seem daunting. But in truth, the most successful individuals are those who can put off short-term pleasures in exchange for long-term fulfillment. For instance, instead of binge-watching TV shows, someone with strong self-discipline may choose to dedicate time to studying or working on a creative project. This choice of long-term satisfaction over immediate pleasure strengthens your resolve and enhances your capacity for sustained effort. Creating structured habits also plays a vital role in strengthening self-discipline. It's not enough to rely on willpower alone. The mind is naturally prone to distractions, especially in an environment filled with temptations. Establishing a daily routine, creating clear goals, and setting up accountability systems make it easier to follow through on commitments. For example, planning a morning routine that includes exercise, planning your day, and reading ensures that you're starting your day with purpose, reducing the likelihood of procrastination. A key aspect of self-discipline is also learning how to deal with setbacks. Everyone experiences moments of failure or deviation from their goals. An uncontrolled mind may see these setbacks as signs of defeat, allowing frustration or self-doubt to take over. But self-discipline allows you to view setbacks as temporary challenges. Instead of abandoning your plans, you learn to adapt, reassess, and try again with renewed focus. Resilience is built through these repeated efforts, which reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your goals despite difficulties. Equally important in building self-discipline is self-compassion. When you slip up, as everyone does at times, it's essential not to berate yourself or give up entirely. The key is to accept your mistakes, learn from them, and return to your goal with a clearer sense of purpose. This process of forgiveness and recalibration ensures that you don't give in to negative thought patterns that might lead to quitting. Self-discipline creates a sense of inner freedom. At first glance, discipline might seem restrictive, but in reality, it provides the mental freedom to pursue what's truly important to you without being shackled by distractions or impulsivity. The more you practice self-discipline, the more you realize that it is not about controlling every part of your life, but about freeing yourself from the unconscious habits that hold you back. By exercising control over your actions, you open up the possibility for growth, fulfillment, and the achievement of meaningful goals. Ultimately, the mastery of self-discipline through the control of your mind unlocks your true potential. It turns fleeting willpower into sustainable habits, helping you build momentum toward long-term success and personal growth. Through discipline, you learn to transform your impulses and distractions into conscious choices that align with your values and vision, leading you to greater accomplishment and a more fulfilled life. Your mind, when left unchecked, can often create a distorted view of reality. leading you to make irrational decisions based on assumptions rather than facts. This is one of the most powerful ways in which an uncontrolled mind can limit your potential. Our thoughts are influenced by past experiences, fears, biases, and desires, which can cloud our judgment. The mind tends to generalize, jump to conclusions, and imagine worst-case scenarios, all of which prevent us from seeing situations as they truly are. In many cases, this distorted perception holds us back from taking action or pursuing opportunities because we've allowed the mind to create unnecessary limitations. For example, when faced with a new opportunity or challenge, an uncontrolled mind might immediately flood you with doubts and fears. It might convince you that you're not good enough, that success is out of your reach, or that failure is inevitable. These thoughts often arise from a place of insecurity or past experiences where you may have failed, but they are not necessarily reflective of the reality of the present moment. Because the mind filters and amplifies these thoughts, you may find yourself avoiding new experiences altogether, living in the shadow of self-imposed limitations. This mental distortion can also affect your relationships and communication with others. You may interpret someone's actions or words in a way that isn't aligned with their true intentions, leading to misunderstandings, conflict, or unnecessary emotional reactions. For example, if someone doesn't respond to a text right away, an uncontrolled mind may jump to the conclusion that they're upset with you or don't care, even when the truth is far simpler. These distorted thoughts create unnecessary stress and prevent you from experiencing the world and your interactions with others in a grounded, realistic way. The key to breaking free from this cycle of distorted thinking is cultivating mindfulness and self-awareness. By practicing mindfulness, you develop the ability to observe your thoughts without getting swept up in them. Instead of reacting impulsively to every negative thought or emotion, you can step back and evaluate them objectively. You begin to recognize that just because a thought arises doesn't mean it's true, or that it needs to dictate your behavior. One powerful technique for overcoming distorted thinking is cognitive reframing. This involves challenging the automatic negative thoughts that arise and replacing them with more balanced, realistic perspectives. For example, if you think, "I always fail at everything I try," you can reframe it by acknowledging that while you may have faced setbacks in the past, you've also had successes, and each experience has provided you with valuable lessons. This shift in perspective allows you to see things more clearly and respond to challenges in a more productive way. Additionally, embracing rational thinking and critical analysis is essential in counteracting distorted perceptions. When faced with a situation that triggers anxiety or fear, instead of letting your mind create wild scenarios, take a moment to assess the facts. What is the real evidence supporting your fears? Often, upon closer inspection, the reality is far less threatening than the mind has made it out to be. This practice helps you stay grounded and less reactive to irrational thoughts. Over time, as you learn to catch yourself in the act of distorted thinking, you start to break the cycle and develop a more objective, clear-headed approach to life. This not only enhances your decision-making, but also increases your confidence and emotional stability. You become more resilient in the face of uncertainty and less prone to overthinking or getting caught up in mental traps. Your mind no longer has the power to hijack your experiences, allowing you to move through life with greater clarity and purpose. Furthermore, this shift towards clearer thinking opens up space for creativity and growth. When you're no longer bogged down by irrational fears or limiting beliefs, you can see the world around you with fresh eyes. You become more open to new ideas, more willing to take risks, and more confident in your ability to handle challenges. This newfound mental freedom propels you forward, creating a sense of empowerment and possibility. Ultimately, the mastery of your mind lies in understanding that your thoughts are not always reality. By questioning and reframing distorted thinking, you regain control over your perception, allowing you to navigate life with greater clarity, confidence, and an open mind. Instead of being trapped by the mind's illusions, you begin to shape your reality with intention, moving toward your goals with a clear, focused vision. The relentless chatter of the mind can often prevent you from experiencing peace and clarity. When the mind is uncontrolled, it is constantly racing, filled with endless thoughts, worries, and distractions. This overactive mind creates a barrier to inner peace, making it difficult to be present and fully engaged in the moment. Instead of enjoying the simplicity of life, you find yourself overwhelmed by the constant flow of thoughts, many of which are irrelevant, unproductive, or even negative. This mental noise becomes a source of stress, anxiety, and exhaustion, as the mind pulls you in many different directions. For instance, imagine you are sitting down to enjoy a quiet meal or spend time with loved ones, yet your mind is preoccupied with worries about work, the future, or unresolved issues. Instead of being able to appreciate the moment, your mind keeps churning, often dragging you into cycles of anxiety, regret, or fear. The constant mental noise not only diminishes your ability to be present, but also reduces your ability to connect with others and experience the richness of life. This state of mental overload can be deeply draining, as it prevents you from finding moments of stillness and relaxation. In the absence of control, the mind becomes a prisoner to its own thoughts, leaving you feeling fragmented and scattered. When the mind is unrestrained, it feeds into feelings of restlessness, frustration, and fatigue, creating a sense of disconnection from both yourself and the world around you. To find peace amidst this mental chaos, it is essential to cultivate the ability to quiet the mind. This doesn't mean trying to eliminate all thoughts, but rather learning how to observe them without being overwhelmed by them. Mindfulness and meditation are two of the most powerful practices for developing this skill. They allow you to detach from the constant stream of thoughts, giving you space to just be. By focusing on the present moment, whether through conscious breathing, body awareness, or simply observing your thoughts, you can create moments of stillness where the noise of the mind fades into the background. The practice of meditation, for example, helps you regain control over your mind by training you to focus on one thing at a time, such as your breath or a mantra. Over time, these moments of focus build mental discipline and calm, allowing you to cultivate an internal environment of peace that you can return to throughout the day. As you become more proficient at silencing the mental noise, you experience greater clarity, focus, and emotional stability. Moreover, creating regular time for quiet reflection or solitude can also contribute to the quieting of the mind. In a world filled with constant stimulation, whether through digital devices, work demands, or social interactions, it is essential to carve out moments of peace. These breaks give your mind a chance to reset, creating space for introspection, creativity, and relaxation. Taking time to disconnect from external distractions allows your mind to rest, recharge, and return to a state of clarity. Finding peace through mental control also enhances your ability to make decisions. When your mind is constantly cluttered, it's difficult to think clearly or prioritize what's truly important. By calming the mind and finding stillness, you allow yourself to access deeper levels of insight and intuition. Decisions become less reactive and more aligned with your values and long-term goals. You are able to respond to situations with clarity instead of reacting impulsively out of stress or mental overwhelm. In addition to decision-making, mental calmness fosters greater emotional stability. When the mind is calm, emotions are less likely to be driven by external circumstances. You are able to respond to life's ups and downs with a sense of balance, avoiding extremes of anger, fear, or anxiety. This emotional equilibrium allows you to maintain peace and composure, regardless of the external chaos around you. As you work towards controlling your mind and quieting the mental noise, you begin to experience a profound shift in your overall quality of life. You move away from constant mental overwhelm and towards a state of inner harmony. With greater peace comes greater productivity, better relationships, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. The ability to find stillness within is not just a mental exercise, it is a gateway to living a more peaceful, purposeful, and connected life. Ultimately, by learning to control the mind, you unlock the potential for a richer and more meaningful experience of the world around you.